it's another Intercol day. This time the North Zone final of the Intercol, St. Mary's College up against St. Anthony's. A match which should reach very high proportions if one is to judge from the performances of both these teams during the course of the season. Of course, St. Mary's in a very tough semi-final against QRC, and having won 4-3 eventually, but it was quite a game and probably one of the better Intercol matches that one's likely to see in many a year. Then, of course, St. Anthony's had a walkover against Belmont, who surprised Mokarapu in the early stages of the Intercol. They moved into the semi-final, found that St. Anthony's was just a little bit too much for them. Just a bit about the teams, particularly the one that's on screen now, the St. Anthony's team. It's Kenman Holder in goal, and they're using 4 men across the park. Marvin Doldrum, Marvin Gollop, the captain, and Ryan Mulligan in front of him, and at left wing back Quincy Howard. Miguel Mitchell, Martin Anatol, Dane Mapp, and Evan Wise across the park with 4 midfielders, something which is so customary these days. Joel Gibbons and Dave position. Kevin Juggernaut is in front of him, and Darren Superville at right wing back. Across the park, Kirk Carrington, Nigel Jack, Darragh Mose, and Kevin Mose. 3 Mose brothers in this team, and the 2 men in front, Jason Gatt and Jason Rock, 2 men who scored goals against QRC just a few days ago. So it promises to be a good one. The field is in excellent condition. The referee is Mr. Errol Forbes. So St. Mary is wanting to keep the reputation of being one of the top schools in the north. St. Anthony's making this their 2nd final in a row, and it's going to be interesting to see how well they will deal with it. Their key defender, Marvin Gollop, is the one that most of the St. Mary's attackers will want to have to negotiate with on a pretty regular basis. Miguel Mitchell in centre field is a tremendous worker in centre field, but he will have his hands filled with people like Kevin Mose and brother Darragh. So it promises to be something really interesting. The referee, had that pass been well weighted, it would have meant Carrington going through free. On a particularly quick play, a good pass by Mose, and this is Rock going through, and this is going to be a miss here. St. Mary's will score. Yes, they do. They actually got the ball in the net. A very bad pass back by Doldrum, and capitalizing upon it rather quickly, getting it into the back of the net was young Rock, it looks like, and he has opened his account. So St. Mary's on the go. Immediately one sees the blue and white flags all over the place. So a bad miss there by young Marvin Doldrum. Didn't get the ball back in the way that he wanted. An infringement against Kevin Mose. Gollop's going to take it. Miguel Mitchell moving towards right, and the defense moving fast out. One of them standing behind, and that was Briggs. Gollop. Briggs, Henry gets his head up. That's it to Mose. Mose out on the far side to Rock. Forcing it inside. He was lucky to get it to Kevin Mose, to brother Darragh. Dribbles once, dribbles twice, going through himself. He's offside. He's offside on the far side. If Mose had gone himself, he would not have been, but Rock came into the act from that wing, and that was offside. Briggs. Not a good collection there by Anatol, but he's able to clean it up, come away with it. Behind the backs of the defense, and finds a running St. Anthony's player, losing his footing, eventually Wise, and went forward with it. Henry lays it over on the far side. He's onside, and so is Kevin Mose, and he will get it before it goes over the line. St. Mary's on the attack again. Cross ball behind the goal. He had time which to plan his cross ball. Jason Gatt was on the far post. That's an inaccurate pass by Kevin Mose. 1-0. Gollop. Headed by Superville right across the park. Henry coming forward. Lays it to Mose. Mose to Henry. Henry through the defense now, turning his back on it and coming out. Superville. And Mapp's pass is not a good one. Check. This time Henry has to come into it. Henry is Jagannath, and winning it quite well on the right side. Cobbler. An early cross, but his forwards didn't have enough time to get there. Gavin Moore always inclined to come off his line rather early. His kick, Mulligan, putting it down, but it's not collected all that well by Map. And Jagannath's pass is a bad one, and the play is on, and an attempted shot here by Map. But Gavin Moore had to go a long way, as he's accustomed, to stop it from going for a corner. It did come off a defender. So he, as expected, would roll it out to Superville. Hoping to find Gat, but the first man there is the player wearing the number 9 shirt, Anatol. It's played back to Mulligan. Mulligan down to Howard. Howard dribbling inside, playing it forward, but collected by Jack and losing it. Jagannath gets it forward. Rather, it's not Jagannath, but Superville. He gets it to Jagannath. Gat is with it, and he sends away Jack, and Jack is behind the back of the defense. Let's see what's going to happen here. And another goal for St. Mary's College. Another goal. Beautiful pass by Jason Gat. Nigel Jack was just running behind the back of the defender. The pass was early enough. Jack ran onto it, and with clinical accuracy, put it into the corner of the net. No problem at all for Jack, and it's a lot better than he done against QRC. Didn't work very hard, didn't get into the game very much, but he certainly put this one neatly away, and offering Holder absolutely no chance. 2-0. St. Mary's leading, and St. Anthony's may be wondering what struck them this afternoon. Not been a good period for them in the early stages, but it's a long way to go in the match. Play forward, Cobbler. Right back to Mulligan. Mulligan out. And there is Wise. Wise to Map. It's lost. Jack gets it. Superville can't keep it in field. So the chants are coming louder and louder from the Saints. 2-0, and first half still in progress. Looks very good for them. Back with Howard. Howard behind the backs of the defense. Is good type of ball, and this time it is Anatol trying to force it. Henry getting it. Anatol heading it up first and heading it a second time offside, says linesman Prarsing, and it's going to be a free to St. Mary's. Most of the players are finding difficulty with their footing on this slightly slippery surface. Gavin Bowes. Nice long one headed by Mulligan. Having quite a useful game. Little Mulligan, Ryan Mulligan in front suffer position. And Doldrun, and this could be a chance for St. Anthony's, a close one, and this is one of the times when Gavin Moores left the line. There was absolutely no reason for it. Very nearly paid a heavy penalty had it not been for an ill-directed kick by Cobbler. Or rather, it looked very much like Mitchell. Moores, Jack is heading in, putting it down quite nicely. Gibbon, Henry getting it upfield. Harrington further up. This cat is putting Dollop under pressure. Fix it quite nicely, but to nobody really, as it now is played forward by Anatol. Not well collected by Mitchell. Briggs gets it back to Darragh Moores. So St. Mary's leading by 2-0 and looking very comfortable with it. Putting it down quite nicely. Cobbler, good pass. Maybe hoping to find Wise on the far side, but getting there first. It is Superville through to St. Anthony's. They've not really had any glaring opportunities except for the last one, where the goalkeeper Gavin Moores left the line a little bit too early. Other than that, it's not been a great period for them. Superville take the throw. Headed inside. Darragh Moores, and this is a chance here. He's outside the box, but his shot is a poor one. Once again, the man who seems to get into the right position all the time. This time it looks as though it was Anatol coming in, getting a shot in, but not a well-directed shot. No, it's not. It's Cobbler, actually, who would come in from the right wing. Briggs up to Mose. Inside to Jagannath. Out to Rock. Good football, and Jason gets it sent away, but too straight. And the holder, Henry, heading it right upfield offside. Gats offside. Coming back just a little bit too late. As the St. Anthony's defense of the free kicks now taking the corner. Nice corner too, and handling the ball in there. And I thought he was. It really didn't make good sense because there was another St. Anthony's player. Here was Cobbler handling the ball, and there was Anatol behind his back waiting for the header. So Gavin Mose what's it? Superville. Not a good pass. A cross ball, an attempt to cross it by Mitchell. Didn't control it over the line. So St. Anthony's gaining territorial advantage over the last few moments. Had a corner, and a good one at that, and maybe coming gradually back into the game. Alvin Mose. Rocks on it. Right across the bar. Gold run. Jagannath to Jack. Jack loses it. Superville. Out to Carrington. Carrington to Jagannath. Jagannath inside. Well read by Mulligan. So there. Hubler to Wise. Wise turning nicely. Trying to go through a crowded area. And Briggs eventually knocks it back to his goalkeeper. So here was Wise going on a good run, but eventually finding himself crowded by the St. Mary's defense and losing it eventually. Good kick out by Mose. Ball up. Sit down. It's not a good one. It goes to Kevin Mose. He's trying to screen it. Eventually, is he dribbling his man and losing his footing? An infringement against Doldrun. Doldrun might have held him in the process. And Briggs is going to take it. Back four standing literally square. Headed by Mulligan. Played down further, but just to Superville, and Superville finds... It was trying to find Kevin Mose, actually, who was in an offside position. So the linesman's right on target. Drums of the St. Mary's College students sounding very predominantly, particularly now, as they're clearly in the lead. Gollop to Cobbler, turning. Cobbler plays a great ball. Really super ball. Mitchell is letting it go. Brings it back onto his right foot. And his pass is a bad one. Darragh Mose up to Rock. Rock turning inside. Into Gat, and Gat offside, says the linesman. And he was in line. It was close, it was marginal. And there were two blue and white shirts in the line. Kevin Mose and Gat. Ball play quickly out to Wise. Wise coming forward. And one of those runs again, but Briggs is going to take the throw. Right in, not too much distance, but this one is going to be dangerous, and a miss here by Rock that one would not have believed under normal circumstances. I thought he was not under pressure. There was a bad head back by it looked to me like Doldrum, and there was a chance of another one for St. Mary's. It didn't take it this time. Doldrum, Cobbler losing it. And a heavy tackle coming by Doldrum on Mose. Referee Forbes having a word with the young man. Briggs is going to take it. Briggs looking for some movement. Jack gets in there, but it's an overweighted pass. Well done by Gollop out to Doldrun. Doldrun down on the far side to Gibbons. Gibbons dribbling back, bringing the defense, plays it to Wise. Wise to Gibbons, but the only man picking it up there is Jack. Jagannath. Back to Mose. St. Mary's in control in their defense. They seem pretty well organized in defense. They've been able to win the ball back quite easily. Cat is getting it back to Jack, to Darragh Mose. Darragh Mose right out to Carrington, into Jack, and Jack is missing the pace of that one. Holder. Briggs, not a particularly good header. Wise getting it down, but again it's still directed. Mose picking it up, a good through ball, but nobody responding to that angled pass between the two defenders. Mulligan picks it up, gets it out to Howard. Howard coming forward, hoping to chip it down, but the first man there is Jagannath. He didn't use it all that well, played it right back to Howard, who decided that let it start from goalkeeper Holder. Jagannath going up for the header, but getting there, and this is Map, and really a tackle coming in that may tell in the later stages on Superville. But goal back with Gavin Mose. 2-0, and one can see Superville wobbling about. But Mose. And Jack taking it on the chest and falling. Map with it. There to good decisive work by Wise, getting it over. Doldrun's on the far side. Doldrun across ball, and a good effort there by Anatol. Didn't quite make contact with it. The effort was certainly a good one. Anatol flicking it nicely. Coming away, Jagannath wins it, and offside says the linesman, but at the moment the St. Mary's defense did not move out as quickly as they should have, and the kick's going to be taken by Superville. Superville, no, he's going to leave it for Henry. Mary's keeping that 2-0 lead, looking very comfortable in this match. Henry follows the man there, gets it over, but Jack is misreading the bounce. Map gets it out to Anatol, back to Map, and this is a good through ball, and they've beaten the offside. Mitchell has beaten the offside trap. He chips it over the bar, but after such a beautiful bit of play, played the 1-2 ball, started his run early. Map responded well with a great pass, and Mitchell missing the chance to reduce this score, and St. Anthony's will have to fight a lot harder. Mitchell winning it eventually. An infringement against Henry here, against St. Mary's. Howard and Matt behind it. Let's see who's going to take it. Looks as though it's going to be Howard, or is it going to be Gollop? Plays it short for Gollop. Nice turning by Mitchell, but the tackle coming in from Superville. Goes to nothing. Howard's going to take the throw. To Mitchell, back to Howard. Coming forward rather quickly, Carrington, and playing a long ball. Ambitious ball. Goalkeeper Holder. Briggs. Non-controlled header, really. And the throw to St. Anthony's. Doldrun. Picked over nicely by Wise, but a little bit of confusion. Henry gets it up. Doldrun heads it forward, and Anatol is on a one-on-one. Good tough ball. This is a chance this time, and whoa, missed by Mitchell. I thought he had time, although the effort was a good one. Together, just a little bit better now than they had in the early stages, but finishing seems to be the problem. Gavin Moores. And coming forward this time was Gollop. Mitchell. Doing it, trying to dribble his way across. He is actually doing it. And obstruction, says the referee. Good decision. Derek Moores getting in the way of the dribbling Mitchell just outside the box. Let's see what's going to be the case for a set play here. Gollop's spotting the ball. The linesman's just waiting to make sure that everything's all right. Let's see if his hand is going to go up. So far, he's not given the signal for an indirect free kick. Let's see. No, it's a direct kick. Gollop puts it into the barrier. Comes out there and Moores is working hard to get it away. He actually does, but just to Howard. Howard down to Mitchell. Mitchell had made some inroads into this defense. Now he's lost it. Good ball to Anatol. Outside the box. Let's see what's going to happen here. He decides that the byline is a better place. Tries to get it across. Well done by Derek Moores. Rather not Derek, but Kevin Moores. For St. Anthony's, Matt seems to be the one to take it this time. St. Anthony's needing to get one back if they're going to hold. Kick by Matt. The pressure is relieved for St. Mary's. Dragon after Jack. Everybody passed in the brew for some useful dribbles. It's showing his tremendous skill for this field. Is missing it, Howard. Ian Briggs. Kevin Moores. That's a beauty of a ball to Jack on the left side. Jack behind the backs of the defense. Cobbler is with him. He's taking it in. He's going across the park. But Mulligan. The map. To Anatol is on the far side. Mitchell. Moores is coming off the line quite effectively. Howard. Howard pass. Runs luckily there to Gollop. Gollop is keeping and watching. He's turning back and deciding that hold is safest, the goalkeeper. Mulligan. Howard on the far side. Away the little figure of Gibbons, but he couldn't get there. And a very bad kick out by Gavin Moores. And now it is the half-time whistle, and St. Mary's leading by 2-0. First goal by Jason Rock, and the second by Nigel Jack as St. Mary's and St. Anthony's move towards the dressing room for some distance. And it's going to be an important second half for St. Anthony's. They're going to have to put together their finishing in a much more formidable fashion than they had in the first half if they are to come back into this match. St. Mary's leading by 2-0, but certainly not having dominated completely the game. Cobbler. Wasn't Cobbler, but Mitchell, who moved over to the right side for the early part of this one. Good clearance by Henry. Howard. Wise is very short, but he's in trouble now because he's got a lot of forcing Anatol to get into the tackle. Jack doing well to get it back to Henry. Mose. Good service out to brother Kevin. Briggs. Well taken in the chest by Mulligan. Good into passing there. Nice ball by Cobbler out to Mitchell. A bit late in recognizing that it was getting over to the far post. Map. And a chance for Gollop, who usually is a tremendous kicker of the ball, but this time coming off a defender. A corner for St. Anthony's. Much more impressive start to this one than they had before, to the second half than they had in the first. Goal, a superb goal here by Gibbon. Really a magnificent volley shot after it was knocked down by one of his attackers. The St. Mary's defense stood by and sent St. Anthony's back into the game. Joel Gibbon. Make it just about 3 minutes into the second half. 2-1. St. Mary's still in the lead. Jason Gatt is going to challenge that defense. He's got the speed, he's got the thrust. The goalkeeper leaving, and an infringement against, is it Doldrun? Right wing back. It's going to be a free kick too. Right, Briggs seems to be the one to take it, or is it going to be Kevin Moore? To put some more effort into their game. Briggs, chip over, headed in, and a miss there as Rock headed it over the bar. All up to center field. Map finding over on the far side. Cobbler going to goal. Cobbler moving towards the right side. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell. Excellent work by Henry, the defender. Sending Gatt away. And a bad miss there by Gollop, and the referee may have... He was the last defender, he doesn't, but technical foul here as Gollop was losing his footing. Not only tripped Gatt, but held him in the process. Briggs. Briggs going just as far as Cobbler. Carrington, or rather Superville robbed of it. And goal scorer Gibbons getting... So St. Anthony's into the game once more. Gollop, nice long ball by Gollop, beauty of a ball. Mitchell's on the far side and he's free. Briggs. Getting it over. Mitchell trying to get it across. The tackle coming in from Jagannath. The corner to be taken. So St. Anthony's taking the fight to their opponents. And now a corner. Gollop's going to take it. Mitchell is all right after getting quite a heavy fall. The red and white flags are now beginning to fly. Well, a nice corner this time. Firmly onto it. He didn't eventually, just slid off his head, and the pressure is relieved for St. Mary's. They are up by 2-1. Goals by Nigel Jack and Jason Rock in the first half. But then that equalizer from the little figure of fourth minute of the second half. Howard gets it in. Anatol losing it. And Howard, an inaccurate clearance by Superville. This is Eyes couldn't get out of the two defenders who were just restricting his playing area. And he gets it in, and nice turning, but Wise again put under pressure, and a corner resulting. And St. Anthony's really taking the game here. Time in many matches, look very vulnerable indeed. Matt takes the kick, getting the better of a header there was Gibbons, but now it's Rich Howard, and Rock steals it. Is leaving Mitchell to deal with a one-on-one situation. Mitchell is put under pressure by Henry. Henry eventually gets the better of it, and a heavy tackle comes in from Superville. And they're really putting their acts together well. So Cobbler going on to his right foot. And the corner to St. Anthony's, keeping the pressure on. But in the second half, so far, Map, another good one, headed by, might have been a bit of pushing, but there definitely was some effort by Mitchell, but Wise. So Superville's going to take it, rather leaving it now. It is not Superville. Actually, the man going to take it is put down by Gat. He loses it, and Anatol is bringing it, but heavy tackle coming in by Gat against Cobbler. Free kick to St. Anthony's, and the pressure still up for the field. Mulligan is spotting it. Plays it to Howard. Howard out to Wise. And he very nearly gets past them all, but Carrington is putting him under pressure. He gets past Carrington, another corner. And tremendous pressure on the St. Mary's defense now. Can't seem to get the ball in out of their half of the field. Matt moved in. There's a man right on the goalkeeper. There is Anatol on the near post, and Matt's corner is a good one again. And they headed this time by Anatol, and against Anatol. So St. Mary's really having to work it out now. Henry's going to take the kick. Long one, Rock. Heading it, Mulligan to Cobbler. Mitchell really eluding the opposition. One fouled in the process. An infringement. St. Anthony's improved type of game. And play on, says the referee, and this goalkeeper is coming off the line. Well done by the goalkeeper, Holder. To me, like Mitchell. Henry's going to take it. Long one in the direction. Eric Moses. There's a bit of pushing there by Cobbler. St. Mary's free kick. Will take it. And sees Carrington, the widest of the midfielders, and Jack is trying to dribble his way, and he spills wide. Jack coming forward. His work rate has not been tremendous in this match, but he's been very effective when he goes forward. And he was the result. He got the second goal for St. Mary's. Holder. Space. To Mitchell. Mitchell in there. Good interpassing between Mitchell and Matt. Mitchell on his merry way. Plays the through ball and good anticipation by Henry. Mulligan. Mulligan. 2 men offside. Mulligan. That Anatole was definitely and clearly offside. Henry. It's the Briggs. Briggs chipping it down for Kevin Moore. Handle ball. So, referee having a word with him. Here is that man again going across the park. Good defensive work there by, again we see the figure of Wise going across them. This time Briggs is leaving it. Harrington coming forward. The far side, Kevin Mose. So St. Mary's now finding difficulty to put their act together. They've not strung their passes as well as in the first half, and finding a lot of them finding themselves in offside positions. So coming forward. This is Anatole, good ball, and Mitchell is just missing. Carrington turning with it. Playing it downfield, taking it. Players. Carrington still coming forward, playing that ball, a great ball, and Jack is through, and Rock is through. He might just have... Kevin Moore's outside the box with it now. He drives a goal. It's stopped by Mulligan, and taken... They may well regret later on. And Mitchell on a counter-attack. He's put under pressure now. And he's dribbled his man. Jagannath's the next one in line, but he's brought the defense back. Plays it across the park. Inside from left wing back, Ian Briggs, and the pressure is relieved. So, great bits of excitement from end to end. Map throws it down his way. He actually does. He's in the box, gets it across. Mose clears the lines. Down to Gat, not controlling it all that well. Howard to Map. Map is looking on the far side and losing his footing there. It was Cobbler. Cobbler is losing his footing, and so was Henry. And the first man getting there, it's Mulligan. Leaving it for goalkeeper Howard. Howard keeping it in field, although he's so far away. There's a bit of pushing in the back. Anatole pushing against Derek Mose. A free kick for St. Mary. And a good second half for St. Anthony so far. Their defense must help. A change here, and now it is Jack leaving the field. On the far side is Carrington going to stop it. He can't stop it before going over the line. Still getting as far as Doldron. This time it's Wise on the far side. Wise has shown that he's got some dribbling skill. Trying to go past his man. Cobbler. Cross ball, great cross ball at that, and Mo's faltering temporarily. Mitchell. Good tackle by Carrington. This time Mitchell not being able to elude his man. Doldron, and a chance there for Gibbon, and Gibbon is hitting it against Kevin Mose. He had a chance to go for the big, but really tremendous pressure put on by St. Anthony's. So taken. Mitchell across the park. Mulligan coming forward. Doldron. Good defensive work by Gollop. bit further by Map. St. Anthony is literally controlling the second half. Map losing the tackle. Now it is Doldrun. Decent gap, gets it over on the far side. Kevin Moses free on the left wing. Covers. Maybe thinking in terms of the cross ball. He's confronted. He goes past his man. Wise and offside. Gibbon moving just a little. 2-1. St. Mary is leading. St. Anthony is fighting back. Bricks. Well taken by Rocket Block. Up to Wise. Wise inside. Good defensive work by Jagannath. Gets it down to Mose. Mose to Henry. Henry back to Briggs. Arag Mose through ball. And offside, says the linesman crossing. Rock maybe moving just a little bit too early. Good attempt at a through pass. Back with Holder. Kept into the act. Not a good clearance. Mulligan cleaning it up. Briggs. Gibbon. Mitchell. Right in. Shot by Doldrun. Ill directed. All the same. It's going to be taken by Devin Mose. Doldrun to Cobbler. Cobbler playing the through ball. Nobody responding. A counter-attack. Great ball to Kevin Mose over on the far side. Mose is getting there just a little bit late. Olaf cleans it up. Arag Mose very nearly winning it. Once again, a little figure of Evans Wise, and he really very nearly won it. But this is Superville losing it there to Map. Nice delicate pass back. A chance here for Anatol, but and play on, says the referee. There's a man on the ground, but an attempt to play a through ball by Kevin Mose, overweighted. Holder picks it up. Coming forward on the contest. Beauty of a ball. Gibbons is there to receive it. The cross ball and headed by Briggs and under pressure, giving the corner away. St. Mary's has been under tremendous pressure. Everything together. Getting one goal in the process. Sydney in search of the second. Nice looking corner. Headed away by Henry. Doldrun offside. The last man coming out, it is Map, and it's going to be an offside. Free kick to St. Mary's. They're still leading by 2-1. Beautiful condition. Ball. Ground that's fully grassed. Just a little bit slippery. Skillful players ground. They call it. Rock trying to send away Gat. He does, but it hits against one of the defenders. Gollop comes out to Howard. Howard's pass is a good one. Map. The first man there is Paul, and Paul is playing it back, but getting it back to Moore. Henry. So Moore's out on the far side, and it's won by Wise. Wise over to Cobbler. Cobbler, maybe an overweighted pass. No, it's not. Doldrum's overlapping. Kevin Moore gets his tackle in, but the first man getting it away, it is Zaganah. Let's see who's going to be coming off. There's going to be a substitution. And who is it? Gibbons is coming off. The goal scorer. We'll see in a minute who is... Briggs. Sit down to Rock. Turning. Rees comes on for him. Rees wearing the number 8 shirt. Cohen Rees. Darragh Moore dribbling his way nicely. To brother Kevin. He's confronted by Doldrum. Doldrum. And Moore losing it. Anatol. Over on the far side. And this is Mitchell. This man can win it for St. Anthony's. Getting at the right moment down is Briggs. Miguel Mitchell has shown that he can destroy this defense if they give him a chance. Winning. Back to Doldrum. Inside. Not a particularly good one. Gatt is muscling his way as he always does. Losing his footing in the process, and this is Wise who's going to take it down his usual flank. The left side, dribbling inside, he goes past. And Howard is the left wing back that's coming forward. He's going to try to go up the byline. Good tackling there by Superville, showing him the line and then getting the tackle in. Anthony's in search of this equalizer. Maps. Corner. It is played by Zaganah for yet another one. So the pressure is really telling on this. Errors. They have been under pressure. Nice looking, but this time Henry gets the first foot out. That heading it further down. Howard. Map is a little bit of confusion. Carrington comes away with it. Rock outside on the far side. Good football this time, and a very bad service there by right forward. He's gone back into his position. Map dangerously, but Gollop gets it. Out on the far side. Cobbler. Briggs. Darragh Moore. Turning a bit of pushing in the back there this time by the substitute player, Rees. Henry. Hoping to find Carrington. He actually does. Carrington takes it in the pace. Pass, and this is Mitchell trying to pull it down when really and truly Cobbler was moving into a good position. Good long kick out, and Rock is the man there. Playing it nicely back to Kevin Moore. Trying to dribble his way. He's put under pressure. He's a cross ball now that corner. As keep it from going over the line. So it's going to be a corner to St. Mary's. And let's see if they're going to have any sort of success out of it. St. Anthony's forced quite a number of corners since the start of the second half. One eventually resulting. It's going to happen for St. Mary's. Kevin Moles is going to take it with his left foot. 2 goals to 1, St. Mary's. Nice looking corner. And Gatt gets up, heads it, but just wide of the post. Down, but just wide. Was under pressure from 1 or 2 of the defenders. Couldn't do it with the ease that he would like. Gollop. Mulligan. He's robbed of it. Rock getting into the act. Map. Going for the long one. Break. Mary's forward line not in position, so it's Anatol there on the far side. Doldrun. Through ball, hoping to find Gollop, but now it's Wise trying to dribble his way across, but let's see what's going to come out of it. Mitchell, just a little bit late fall, not getting the touch in. Henry hitting it against the defender. And Harrington trying to dribble his way and losing it. Map. Inside. Maybe thinking of going onto that right foot. Not a great left-footed player. Gollop outside the box. Not a good one, but it goes luckily for him. And this is Reese. Reese hits a very feeble shot straight to Moles. And the pressure is really tightened, taking the batters to their opponents. Nice long kick by Moles. Headed by Doldrun. Reese turning with it, looking for some movement. Size of the man in the out. The skillful Wise losing it eventually, but this time it's Gollop coming forward. He can do it quite well, plays a beauty of a ball, and Anatol is eventually losing it. Will Carrington be able to keep it in? Nope, he can't. St. Anthony, they're trailing by 1 goal to 2, but they're certainly putting their act together. This time it's Howard. Back to Gollop, to Howard. Howard a cross ball behind the back of the defense, and this is eventually Henry is cleaning it up, but he misread. Now he's trying to dribble his man. He's put under pressure. Plays that ball down to Kevin Moles. Moles trying to dribble his man. He actually does. Gets a tackle. Foul tackle, says the referee. And as